We're gonna be doing an oil change for a 2016 Honda Odyssey. The first thing you're gonna do, make sure the car is cooled down, and we're gonna take off the oil cap. To release all the pressure, so it'd be a lot easier for the oil to drain out from the oil pan. Now I got the minivan on the ramp, and then I have a brick behind the rear tires so it doesn't roll backwards. Now this is not my minivan, so do not criticize me for how dirty the engine bay is. But since where you place the oil funnel is so deep, I recommend using a long nose funnel, because look how deep it is. So this is where the drain plug is located, and it's actually imprinted on the oil pan and say engine oil. Now with a size 11/16 socket, we're going to put it on the ratchet, put it on the drain bolt, and we're going to turn it counterclockwise. Once it's loose, make sure the oil pan is right under so you're not spilling any oil onto the streets. And we're going to remove it by hand. Now this is how the drain plug look like. Now what I recommend doing is clean it off, make sure the crust washer is on, inspect it, make sure it's not too thin. Right now it's okay, but if it gets a little bit thinner, I recommend replacing the washer, crust washer, and buying a new one from Honda or your local auto shop. Now I'm just gonna wipe it down. It looks pretty good. And now we're just gonna wait for the rest of the oil to drain out. Now while the oil is still dripping down from the oil pan, we're gonna remove the oil filter. There you go. I'm just gonna remove it by hand. So I just opened the new oil, and we're gonna pour a little bit into the engine to fully, flush out the dirt, leftover excess dirt and old oil from the oil pan. Pour about that much, and then just wait for a few minutes for it to work its magic. So we are going to be going to a STP brand. Now this is just in case you want to look at the part number, is S7317XL. Now pretty good packaging. I believe it's like $10 for this filter. It has a plastic on it, so we're gonna remove it, and then we're gonna add oil around this orange gasket. Alright, add some oil on it, and this is what I'm talking about. When you change out the oil, sometimes this gasket gets stuck, at the oil filter location of the car. Just make sure you remove it before you place on a new one. So there you go. Now I'm just gonna twist it on. There we go. Twist it on clockwise, and then just hand tighten it. It don't have to be super tight, because once you hand tighten it, and then once you drive it, and then the oil heats up and then run through the filter, it's gonna expand, and then it's gonna be so tight. There you go. Now we're just waiting for the rest of the oil to stop dripping from the oil pan. Now it's time to place the drain plug back on, clockwise again. get a rag or tissue, paper towel, whatever you have, and just wipe down the whole area again. Now grab your ratchet, and then we're gonna tighten it. Doesn't have to be super tight. I don't know if there's any torque spec on it, but you just want it tight enough. You don't want to over tighten it to where you're gonna strip it, and then you're gonna have to either get a new oil pan or you're gonna have to rethread it. There you go, everything is good. So let's get out from under the car and just pour the oil into the engine. So this is the oil. It is 5W20. You could use this, or you can either use the recommended, which is 0W20, which is says it right here. But you know, if they don't have it in the store, you could use this as a second option. And it uses about 4.7 quarts, so this whole gallon. And what's so good about having a long funnel, you can actually pour more oil as opposed to the short funnel. So I'll pour that much, and then we'll go under the car to see if anything is leaking. Just wait for like a few minutes. So nothing is leaking, everything is tight, oil filter is good. Now we're gonna pour the rest. And then just place the container like that and just wait for like a few minutes. Place the cap back on. So now for the last step, we are in the car. It's a push start, so we're gonna push it one time, push it again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reset the oil life. So I already reset it. So the steps to do it is, you see this button right here. So you make sure the screen says, you know, oil life, and then you press the button, wait for like a few seconds. It should flash. So once it flashes, you press the button again, and it should reset to 100%. Now we're gonna start the car up. We're gonna let the engine run for like a few minutes so the new oil can cycle through. And then we're gonna turn the car off, wait for like a good 10 to 20 seconds. We're gonna pull out the oil dipstick, and then we're gonna check the level to make sure that everything is at the right level. So this is how you change out the oil for a 2016 Honda Odyssey. If you have any question, leave me a question in the comment section. All right, thanks for watching.